What's up, guys? It is Friday, March 17th. It's 3:54 p.m. and this is a crypto newsletter. And can you feel it? What a time to be alive. Crypto's pumping. The markets are feeling nice. And just the time, we're headed from winter to spring. I know for me being in New England, seeing the last time probably I'll see snow, it's very exciting. So if you're new here, subscribe, hit the notification bell, get updated in real time when we drop these newsletters, market updates, deep dives, and more. And join the Discord. Discord has been lighting up over the last couple of days. A lot of new people joined. So come join the Discord because, and it might look a little different than yours. I needed a little change up. I changed the layout on my end. So I definitely like this little poppy look, but come join the Discord because we're doing a lot of big things, a lot of big announcements over this weekend. So you're definitely going to want to be in there for an update on what those announcements are. A lot of things we're going to unveil, a lot of good stuff. So I'm excited to do that. So the link will be in the bio to come join the Discord. Also, if you're interested in getting through the gate and getting that white glove, then join the Discord and ask for it because we're opening up some spots over this weekend to the first come, first serve. So if you've been dying to get into Stargate, well, the gate is kind of opening up a tiny bit. So you want to be in the Discord to get updated when we unveil the countdown to get in. So definitely get into there and subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment and a like as well too. Show the love. All right. So going into it this weekend, ISO 222 Big Bang for Swift and a bunch of other countries. So very exciting times. I'm not here to say that, oh, this weekend we're just going to moon. We're going to just moonshot straight up, green beanstalk candle, one we've never seen before. Very well could happen, but I'm not here to say that. What I'm here to say is this is the start of a transition period of the financial system until 2025. So will we see some positive price action from it for those ISO type utility coins? We'll see. I do know that the stars are aligned for a lot of them, like Xrp stars are aligned for a big market move. XLM as well too. Is it just coincidence that it's coinciding around this date? Could be, but also maybe not. But we'll have to see over the weekend. But we're plotting out some new pair-to-pairs. So I had said today around noon, XDC is outperforming today as expected and outlined in our group call a few days ago. The team is gearing up to drop some new pair-to-pair trades here very soon. We'll have some banger plays ready to go for the next week, and we sure will. So excited for that. I know the group is excited for that as well too, and I'm ready to get back on it. So let's go into this first article, which is from the U.S. Department of the Treasury. It's a report, The Future of Money and Payments. And this was around September 2022. And the table of contents, it talks about what is in this report. You have money and payments in the current payment system, consumers and payments today, recent innovations in money and payments, and then potential US CBDC design choices, money, payment system, intermediaries, anti-money laundering, and countering of financial terrorism controls in CBDC, US international engagement on digital assets. Then you have policy considerations, talking about all that, and then recommendations on the work on CBDCs and establishing a federal framework for payments and kind of encouraging the use of instant payment systems, which they just released the launch date for the Fednow, and it's in July. So let's see that. So just 2 days ago, the US Federal Reserve's real-time payment system coming in July. You would have known that a little bit earlier because 7 days ago, we had said in our video, Project Icebreaker, Fednow launch this July. The time frame was from May to July. They always go with the later date. So we had speculated July and we just got the confirmation July is the case. So, and also if you haven't watched this video yet, I'll put that link in the bio as well too. This is a big video, Project Icebreaker, Fednow launch this July, Ripple Liquidity Hub, Bridge Assets. You're going to want to watch that. So I'll link that in the bio as well too with the Discord. But as we go through here, I want to just read the introduction. And this is what we're on the precipice of. So on March 9th, 2022, President Biden signed an executive order on ensuring responsible development on digital assets. It directs the Secretary of Treasury in consultation with the Secretary of State, the Attorney General, the Secretary of Commerce, the Secretary of Homeland Security, the Director of the Office of Management and Budget, the Director of National Intelligence, and the heads of other relevant agencies to submit to the President a report on the future of money and payment systems. The report reviews the current US system of money and payments, including developments in instant payments and stablecoins. It also describes design choices for a potential US CBDC in the context of public policy considerations related to building the future of money and payments, supporting US global financial leadership, advancing financial inclusion and equity, and minimizing risks. Money serves three core functions: a unit of account, a medium of exchange, and a store of value. It can be public money, primarily a liability of the central bank, or private money, a liability of a private intermediary. Payment systems transfer money. Consumers and businesses use retail payment systems for transactions that typically involve smaller dollar amounts. Banks and other financial institutions use wholesale payment systems that generally involve larger dollar amounts. And I love to see it. All this verbiage, all this talk, they're set in the backstory. And I'm very proud of the work that the Stargate team did on our Gartha educational program. And it's so fire. It really is the cream of the crop. Gartha is our first course program that you go into, and for a very good reason. It gives you the core fundamentals in setting the backdrop of why we're even in crypto in the first place and how big this opportunity is. In Mission 1, it talks about our current system and why it sucks. It talks about the history of money. It talks about our financial system. It talks about Bretton Woods, the Bancor, the SDR, and much more. And then right after that, we go into Mission 2, which is the future system, and it's coming. And we talked about the timeline of revolutions, the fourth industrial revolution, going from the internet of information to the internet of value and the future plumbing, the Byzantine problem, and much more. Like, we really covered it to a T. We covered it to a T as far as if you don't know anything about crypto and you're just stepping into it, or maybe you do know a little bit, but you haven't seen it all, like this course covers it to an absolute T. It gives you the blockchain basics, catching up, a brief history, on the market, then financial fundamentals, understanding, you got to understand the fundamentals for going into crypto, but then money mindset, the power of conviction, power of math, power of patience, then getting your feet wet and really starting to set yourself up for the next course videos, which go into more of the technicals aspects of trading crypto and how you would do that and do it successfully. So we crushed it on that course. So if you wanted to get into Agartha, which has over 100+ videos, then when we unveil a couple spots opening up this weekend in the Discord, you want to be in the Discord ready to jump to be able to get access. So with a VIP membership for Stargate, you get access to all the educational course programs. We have the most out of any community. I'm sure we have the most. We have a ton. We have over 300+ videos, and we're actually gearing up to revamp them all and add new ones. So you're going to want to get in there. So definitely get in the Discord. But as we keep going through here, they're talking about the retail payment system and the wholesale payment system. And like we've been tracking for a while now, Stellar was built for retail, Ripple was built for wholesale. And the central bank is at the center of the monetary system. Reflecting this position, central banks' money tends to underpin interbank payments and serve as the backbone of the broader payment system. How many times have we said that XRP and XLM will be the backbone and integral to the payment systems and just the new system that we're heading in? It's because the interbank payments serve as the backbone. And if they're going to be kind of put in that position of settling interbank payments of all types of value and assets, I mean, they're the backbone. They're integral to this. So in addition, the Federal Reserve provides currency and reserve balances, operates payment systems, and supervises certain intermediaries that issue private money and make payments. Even as the money and payment system evolves, the central bank's role in final settlement must be preserved to promote economic growth, efficiency, and other public interests. So here we go. At the end of the day, like, they know that if they were to get all of these kind of taken from them, these powers, right, then there would be no need for the central bank. So they still want to have their hand in it. And at the end of the day, that final settlement must be preserved for them to still maintain kind of their status quo. So that's where it comes to XRP and definitely being that underpinning for interbank payments and settlements for the wholesale financial system. That's why there's so much of a more than the ICs when it comes to XRP and the lawsuit and this, that, and the other thing. It's because Ripple and XRP can do this. And, that's why they're heavily behind the scenes tied up with Ripple. I mean, you have Michael Barr, I think that's his name, who's at the head of supervision at the Federal Reserve, who served as the board. He was on the board of Ripple. So that's why you're seeing all these kind of connections and people working together on this behind the scenes. So the current U.S. system of money and payments has substantial strengths. The system has supported over a century of U.S. economic and financial leadership. It is also capable of processing an enormous amount of volume of transactions in an efficient and reliable manner, and users of the payment system enjoy privacy protections. On the other hand, certain legacy payment systems can be slow, difficult to adapt, challenging for some consumers or businesses to access. In addition, the U.S. has a significant population that is underserved by existing systems, indicating there remain substantial opportunities to promote broader financial inclusion. So recent innovations in money and payments, including instant payment systems and stablecoins, could have far-reaching implications. Instant payment systems generally preserve the core features of existing money and payment systems while offering faster, more efficient, and potentially more inclusive ways to pay. Stablecoins aspire to be a new type of money and supported by a novel payments technology with implementations for the payment system that are more difficult to predict. Against this backdrop, see this at the backdrop, and then they go into the future. This report makes recommendations designed to improve the U.S. system of money and payments so that it's best achieves a range of policy goals. The recommendations are for the U.S. government to, recommendation 1, advance work on a possible U.S. Cbdc in case one is determined to be in the national interest. Then recommendation 2, encourage use of instant payment systems to support a more competitive, efficient, and inclusive U.S. payment landscape. Establish a federal framework for payments regulation to protect users in the financial system while supporting responsible innovations in payments. And then recommendation 4, prioritize efforts to improve cross-border payments, both to enhance payment system efficiency and protect national security. There we go. So that's the backdrop of what we're going into. And with the event of Fednow launching in July, we're right on the way to that, because what's going to happen is, what I believe, it's the Holy Grail. They're setting up the Holy Grail, and all these countries in the world are launching their new kind of instant payment systems. So if all the countries in the world can update to this new ISO 222 standard happening this weekend, and then they update their payment systems to have instant payments, now it sets up the scene for the Holy Grail to come in, which is these common bridge digital settlement assets that are not tied to one country. So they're a neutral bridge digital common settlement reserve asset that's going to be the bridge for the value exchange and transfer for all the money and assets in the world that are about to be tokenized. It's all setting up. And if you haven't seen the video I did about the Holy Grail of cross-border payments and the EQ to mark, then you got to look it up. If you want me to do another follow-up on that, leave a comment, ask me to do another one, because that alone was the seal of the deal for me, the EQ to mark. Very interesting with that. So as we go down, so we did a video the other day that covered this money in 2023. But if we go down and see here, so takeaways. There's a critical role for technology companies in the growing US instant payment space by rolling out the end user interfaces needed to make instant payments convenient and safe, by offering the processing services that many banks rely on, or by integrating instant payments into platforms and products that drive the digital economy. Fintech companies that intend to take advantage of the faster movement of money through this new national payment rail will need a solid understanding of the service's key features, the areas to innovate, and offer tailored functionality within the bounds of Fednow's legal terms, and importantly, the regulatory compliance obligations and areas of emerging risks. So there we go. And this is all happening in July. So the U.S. Federal Reserve's real-time payment system coming in July, the new government-operated payment system, often used as an argument against the need for crypto payment innovations, will have its first participants certified within weeks. So they're setting up the participants. They're probably doing trials and everything. So this is not just, oh, July, it's all set in stone. They're getting everything geared up for it. And ISO 222 was something that was definitely necessary for the launch of Fednow, because in here you had, I think I was reading something. Oh, it was this. The Federal Reserve has confirmed that the ISO 222 based Fednow service will start operating in July 2023. So the Fednow service is going to be ISO 222 compliant. And they provided more details on preparations for the launch. So like I said, they're preparing in ahead of time for the launch in July. So at launch, Fednow will introduce ISO 222 messages to instruct customer credit transfers, requests for payments, and interbank liquidity transfers, as well as the Fednow system and accounting reporting messages. The Fed is using the Swift's My Standards platform to provide access to the Fednow ISO 222 message specifications and accompanying implementation guide. As far as interoperability is concerned, the Fed has already said our use of the ISO 222 standard, which is also used by the real-time payments network, will support routing interoperability, where sending financial institutions that use both services can route payment messages over each service to reach participating receivers. To ensure the safety and security of the service, the Fed will offer message signing, a digital signing of messages to ensure authentication and validity of message content, and enhance fraud controls. This will be transaction-level controls that mitigate fraud risks by allowing financial institutions to set a transaction limit lower than the maximum credit transfer limit, supporting negative lists and reporting of fraud in the network into Fednow. So we're seeing that all take place. So also you had Fednow and Volante Technologies as well too. Volante is one of the service providers, I believe, yeah. So Volante offers the fastest path to evolve your business with Fednow. We process the first ever U.S. real-time payment transaction, and today more U.S. retail payments are powered by Volante than any other provider. With our cloud-native Fednow service, you can be transacting in a matter of weeks, so you can focus on building customer-centric services fast, no core updates needed, 24/7, 365, and will be available to all depository institutions in the U.S. by 2023. And the Volante is one of the ones that are the service providers. And they had said, so building on the VolPay Hub Ripple integration. So Ripple's been integrated into there since 2015. We're talking 8 years later. And they actually came out and they tweeted that they do use XRP. There's an option to be able to use XRP within Volante. So yeah, Ripple, Visa, B2B, Swift GPI, crypto, CbdCs, they're talking about cross-border payments, all that good stuff. If we were to look up even Volante and XRP. So yeah, so you had Volante joins Federal Reserve's pilot program for Fednow. And then right here, this is straight from their Twitter. Volante's platform can be used to settle through XRP via our Ripple connection. We can't wait to get more banks on board. That was in 2020. So there we go. So there's all these connections there. And then we're seeing this happen in July. And it has to, because we have the certain timelines, 2024, 2025. Like a lot of these things need to be set up now to be ready to reach those maturity dates, in a sense, of certain kind of industries that they're trying to upgrade and have this kind of new system, right? Then 2025 to 2030, it's like a more focus on capital markets and trade finance and getting those systems kind of up and running. But so far, I think we're on track. Then we had, I think I already went over this. Yep, went over this, I believe. Yep. Okay, so then we had this. So early adopters across the industry, including the U.S. Treasury, are preparing for the Fednow service launch in 2023. This is from FedPay Payments Improved, the official Twitter of the Federal Reserve's Payments Improvement Initiative. And look at this. This is the bullet train. So the bullet train, I think it was either this video or another video about the bullet train. Let me see if I can find it. I think this could be it. I don't know. I do way too many videos. It's hard to keep track nowadays. Let's see. Let me see if I can just pull it up. Oh yeah, it was the one with Tobias. Okay, so I remember doing this, but there's way too many videos to pick through that I did in the past couple of weeks that I'm just going to pull it up fresh. But you have Bullet Train, September 2022 IMF. So, you see the train there, it's going fast. Bullet Train talks about this radical transformation in correspondent banking and digital platform, basically everything that, you've been covering for a while now. And then you had, I think it was this. Oh no, this isn't, I'm going to do another video on this. That's something interesting as well too. But you had the Bullet Train here, and then you had the Fednow coming out with this Bullet Train. Like, come on, that's a train, Bullet Train. And then you had this from Ripple, the Bullet Train. He's like the head of central bank. More specifically, we launch central bank. So right there, this is a Ripple commercial. And as they're saying, we help governments and countries launch central bank digital currencies. You have the Bullet Train coming through with all this like kind of the 3D animated design of the cities.
CBDCs. They are digital currencies powered by modern technology that is secure, centralized, and scalable. And these CBDCs will enable central banks to implement their monetary policies in more.
See, and then so it's all like the same kind of, picture, same video, same kind of talk. You got the bullet train, you got the train with those same type of cities, and then you had Ripple as well too, with their video with the bullet train, and they're have those same type of cities there, the smart routing, and then you have the BIS talking about the BIS and the ECB and the IMF talking about this new way of Project Icebreaker, a new kind of mechanism for central bank digital currencies to interoperate and interoperability, all this stuff. So it's all basically coming together as far as what the end goal is and how they're kind of laying out these stepping stones. And with the events that's happening this weekend with ISO, Fednow coming in July, and then a lot of CBDCs launching. I think a lot are launching in April. And with the advent of regulation just kind of very soon coming out here in the US, and then all this talk about the G20 unveiling an international regulatory framework. I think that'll be around like November or December or something. Like we're really setting up the train tracks, no pun intended, as far as getting the Holy Grail kind of prepared and ready to go. And then ultimately, by that time, we're going to see the true price of some of these bridge currencies here. So interesting and fun times ahead. I want to get out a market update because there's a lot of stuff happening in the charts that I want to shoot out to you guys. So I'm going to end it off here. That's a little kind of deep dive and kind of just catch up, talk about basically what's happening this weekend with ISO and then the Fednow launch and everything like that. And I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited too. If you are, let me know in the comments, as well as join the Discord. You're not going to want to miss out on the announcements this weekend. So would love to see you guys join that. When you do get in there, say what up. I'll say what up back, and I'll see you in the next video where I'm going to cover the market. So I'll see you there.